Welcome to our new episode of the Expat Career and Lifestyle podcast. Today I have a special guest with me, Susana Verissimo Felipe, international life, career and business coach. She lived for 20 years in the Netherlands, when she has been active for many years working with employed and unemployed professionals. Susana has recently moved to Angola, where she is developing her international coaching business. And today with Susana, we are going to speak about living and working in the Netherlands. Hello, Susana. Welcome. Thank you very much for being with us here today. And please tell us more about yourself and what are you doing.
Okay, okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Susana Verissimo Felipe, like Dominica said. Dominica, thank you for the invitation. I am, like Dominica said, a human resource manager, coach, life and business coach. Everything you can think about who has the connection with personal development. That's what I do. Lived for many years in the Netherlands and now in Angola to manage some projects.
Great, Susanna. So today we are going to speak about a little bit your life and working in the Netherlands. So, what can you tell us about job market?
Yes, I will start over new, Dominica. The Dutch Kingdom is a great place to be. You can find it in one of the tops of the best countries to live. I studied, I lived, and I worked, and also had my own company in the Netherlands. I could tell it is a great place to be, but like I said, from 2000 to 2005, 6, we knew also the period where people were fighting to get a job. And normally it wasn't a problem to have social welfare, to have the conditions to live from the government. But in that period, it was very difficult. I don't know if the period is exactly, but that's what I can remember of that time. So people who had jobs, who had a job, they lose their jobs, and people who were searching for a job experienced difficulties to get at that point. So what did people do? Or the people went to study, or the people opened their own company in the hope that they could have or some fee from the government to study, or have their own income by opening their own company. So it was heavy. It was heavy because as a coach, I have to motivate daily the people who are searching, but I also see the difficulty at the place of on the seat of the employer, that they were looking very critically to the profiles.
So, yeah, so it was a quite challenging time. So, what can you say like about what are the best what were or are the best strategies to apply for a job in the Netherlands, or is the what are the opportunities? What opportunities, for example, there are for expats or for people who are moving to this country?
Yeah. The Dutch Kingdom is a place where you have many borders. So when you are an expat, I was a Dutch lady, so I had a nationality. So having the nationality makes it much easier to enter the labor market. Not having a nationality and not speaking the Dutch language, employers are looking different to people. So you could be someone who had a high profile in your own country, but when you enter the Netherlands, the Dutch Kingdom, they will look at you from moment A. And from that moment A, they will look if if you know the language, if you have, if your curriculum which you offer to have it's the curriculum they can use. And also you have to learn the language first before you can work. We have also companies who are accepting workers who speak English, but if you don't have the skills, the personal skills an employer are asking at that moment, it can take more time to start working. But I also saw in 2016, I left 2016 in the end. I also saw at the start of 2016 that the companies in the Netherlands, they were open to accept expat families or expat workers to start working for them. So, and that I find very positive, because that you don't know the language, because many employers think like that. They don't know the language, so they can't work, so they don't have experience. But that's not true. That is a big lie. If you don't know the language, that doesn't mean that you can. That doesn't mean that you don't have the competences. So in 2016, more companies offered their places to give them a period to learn the language, to work, and it was quite positive. And now I see at a distance that there is a changing in the mentality.
Yeah, so the companies are more open even to people or to workers or to expat families or expats who don't speak Dutch, but they speak English, for example, and then they can learn Dutch. So it doesn't mean that if you don't speak Dutch, you don't have the skills required by the employer.
No. No. And an advantage or one plus point for expats is that when a company needs someone who have to do much things at the same time, because you're coming from outside another country, you can offer more. You are broad-minded. You have other competences. You have seen so much in life that you can offer also that to a company in the Netherlands. And that's those kind of things are very important for the recruiter, for example, or the coach who are offering a candidate to a company. And that was also my work to learn them to think different, to give people chances. Because if we don't give chances, who will do that? Yeah. And at the other hand, in case you move from country to another country, you have to start over new. And that's also in my place. I speak Portuguese. I know my competences. I know my quality. I know what I have to offer, but I have to start my business life. I was 3 years busy with the marketing. I didn't enter Angola from zero, but it's a different country. The language is different. I can speak much languages, but the language is different. But when you can sell your purpose in life, when you can sell your mission on earth, the country will embrace you. And that's my message daily.
So yeah, so discovering your purpose and then sharing your purpose and your vision with within the country.
Yes.
You live.
Yes, but because of purpose, your purpose in life, of your personal career, when you know your person from the heart, that's international. It has an international character. So it isn't based on a country, but on your qualities you can offer. So if you know your purpose, you can lead and manage your purpose. For example, you can manage your purpose in the Dutch Kingdom, in Asia, in Doha, in wherever you are, because you know your purpose. That's also your brand.
Yeah. So discovering your purpose and also discovering your qualities. And I think also when you are moving to a new country, it's also learn the language and learn a little bit about the story of this country and the culture. So this will help you also to discover
Yes.
better the job. Yeah, the job
Yes,
market.
and one secret is as a life and business coach and a recruiter, HR manager, the secret is that you have to learn to talk and think like the employer. You have to learn to talk and think as an employee. If you know both of them, you can manage the market. You can manage the market because, for example, if you are sending your profile, your curriculum to a company, they are thinking, they are not very sure, but there are so different ways you can sell yourself or also offer another package that the employer didn't think about that. So you have that's the secret. Think and act. No, think, feel like an employer and also like an employee. If you know that, you can handle.
Yeah. So this was also my next question about how to prepare for the job interview. So if you can give us more tips, more secrets, for example.
Yeah. To get in a conversation well prepared, I give also workshops about that. You have to study the company. If you are sending your letter based on a function you saw on the internet, for example, you have to study the company. Do they have a Facebook page? Do they have a website? Do you know people who work there? Daily, we have also the system LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a powerful system to get in touch with professionals. You have to study the market. When you enter the conversation, you have to take with you a letter, copy of a letter, your own CV, and information about the company. Maybe you could print it before entering the room. Those kind of documents, those three, very essential to enter and to receive the information they will give you. You can also, if you are not very sure that your language, because that's a fact that when you doesn't speak the language well, the language of the country well, you can get a little bit nervous so that the employer can notice that you don't speak the language, for example, 100%, but 80%. If you know that you're feeling some nervosity, you can at the start of the conversation, you can inform the person who will interview you. So at that point, you will show that you're conscious, you know, you are in the position, but you can also handle with the challenge you have on that moment. Those kind of things give an employer another vision about you. A vision of an employee who is searching, but he has also a very good motivation.
Yeah, so it's like overcoming the challenge, seeing something positive. Yet, so you are showing how you are overcoming a challenge or an obstacle in a positive way.
Yes, because nowadays, earlier in 19th and the start of 2000, if you had a diploma or certificates, it was very good. People like that. Employers first they will ask you, "Do you have a diploma, certificates? Show me." But nowadays, we notice that you can have a diploma, you can have certificates, but if you don't have experience and if you don't have the personal skills like responsibility, coming on time, or know how to communicate, those kind of skills, employers will think twice. Or they were taking someone who has the diplomas and certificates, or they will take someone who has the personal skills and who will go for the company.
Yeah, so
and those skills nowadays are much important than the papers.
Personal skills, yeah. I think yes. It's not only like having a good CV or even qualifications, diplomas, as you said. It's all about how are you presenting yourself, how are you communicating. So this is
The full picture. Yes, and it is very hard to find full pictures. It is very hard because the pictures we have nowadays, yes, everybody is looking for their own situation. So full pictures nowadays is very hard to find, but not impossible. So for the listeners, if you have the conviction that you have the experience, you have the papers, continue. Also in the Dutch Netherlands, because there are always doors who were closing, but there there is always a door or how can I say? I will let it by a door. There will be always a door who will open for you. Because what I also hear is from candidates that it is very. You can also gain a depression on that. Searching daily for a job, for a job, for a job, and the Dutch culture can be very hard. They are very open in the communication. If it is a no, it is a no. You have to accept it. It's not black white. That is not what I'm saying. But if you're searching for a job and you are one of the 500 letters they received, and you are coming from outside, then you have to convince the employer very hard. But it's not impossible. It's not impossible. So not to, yeah, I will, my advice is to not give up, not giving up on the career.
Yeah, so there is opportunity and possibility, even if you don't get the result at the first interview, or it's taking
Yes.
a long of time.
Yes, and if the market doesn't offer you a possibility, then you can create a possibility. There is always something to do in the Netherlands. It can be voluntary work, it can be just doing some activities, but it's always good to do something. Because if you are waiting 1 year, 2 years for the perfect job, when you have the 5 years and you're sitting at the chair of at the table of the employer, he will ask you, "What did you do in the 5 years? What did you do in the past 5 years?" And you have to be very prepared to give a good answer.
Yeah, so I think like getting a voluntary job, or being involved in something, in a project,
Yes,
even if this project is an unpaid project, so this can give
yes,
you also a
yeah,
possibility to have a taste
yes.
of the market. Uh,
Yes, and always an advice is, sorry, Dominica, I'm cutting you, but always an advice is to do not think first on the money. Because for a case you worked like you had a good job, you earned $5,000 in a month, and you have to start with €1,000. If you have to start with €1,000 but you are gaining experience, my advice is to go. So we are gaining experience, we can learn the language better, and we can continue after that job. So do not always think about the money, about your what you need on that moment, but look always further for the future. What can I gain with that?
yeah, so it's like preparing for the future. Just
Prepare for the future and not calculate firstly, okay, I will gain that, so I will receive that monthly. No, we have to look for see to the full image, the full. You have to have a full vision about the situation. Yeah.
yeah. So if you can tell us, like, what kind of professionals are requested, like on the Dutch job market? What profiles
Yes.
are requested?
Yeah. To start easily for the expats, it is very, it's not so at the supermarket, but also for the supermarket, if you have a communication task in the function, if you don't speak the language well, it can be difficult. But those companies who, for example, preparing products for the distribution, those companies you can enter very well. Another function that they doesn't ask much is to clean companies, but you have also to understand. for example, the information on the products you are using to clean, for example, a big company. So in the cleaning area, in the production area, I mean the area of packaging, you can enter most easily most people who can work at the government. So different vacancies in the administration area also, but not so much, because it's a job that for mothers it's a perfect job. You can combine the job with the care of your own children. So in the administration area, or taking care of the reception of a company or the government, those jobs are so ladies wish so much for those jobs. But I have also other jobs, but there they are asking more papers, more experience, etc. Yeah. But in the what I said, in the cleaning area, you can find easily. Those are those jobs. They don't ask not many papers. What they ask is maybe to start early. You have to work based on shifts, those kinds of things. And sometimes the place or the company, it's a little bit far, so you don't have the possibility to get there on time. So you have to depend on people. And when, as an expat, you don't have friends yet, you don't have people who can help you on that moment, it will be a big challenge. Yeah. But good from the Dutch Kingdom is that they offer courses, they offer Dutch courses. So if an expat who is listening now is living in the Netherlands, and the government has the and the expat person has the right to receive a Dutch course. So with that first step, you can grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, so it's
like you can get at the moment that you can function or work on maybe 80% of the level you already reached your own country. Yeah.
So starting small, taking small steps, and then you can achieve, you can find your dream job.
As an expat lady, now it's for the first time. It's very how can I say? It's very nice to see that I always help people with another nationality. I helped Dutch people, native Dutch people. I helped always I helped other people, and now I'm in the position that I am an expat lady who is doing business, who is training, who is working. And it's very nice to experience that also, to feel what others felt on that moment in their life. Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah. So tell us more about your recent transition from the Netherlands to Angola after 20 years of living in the Netherlands. How this transition was for you?
Yeah. Firstly, I am ambitious, and I am a lady of career, and always thinking about possibilities. And my father was a broad-minded person, and he had his own company. And as a child, I grew up like that, with that mentality also. I saw it daily. My mother was in the education area, and she was a teacher, but after some years, she was, how can I say, director of a school. So I grew up seeing both of them, working hard, seeing the possibilities, helping people on a daily basis. After 20 years of living in the Dutch Kingdom, after 4 years, studying 4 years, I was 21. I was 21 when I finished my study as an HR specialist. It's a very young age. I started working right on that moment. I received my diploma and I could start the next week. I didn't have vacation, no, because it was very important to start and to have an income. After gaining my diploma, I said, okay, I will gain some experience. So the year went, and on one moment in life, I asked myself, is it? Do I want to to stay in a place for my whole life, or will I be continuing my purpose, my mission on earth in another country?
Mm-hmm.
And thinking, talking, also analyzing the situation because you also have a family. And I began to look at the possibilities in different countries. After 8 years of having my own company, I decided to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But before moving to Angola, I was 3 years occupied with the decision, going or not, and preparing myself, my mind, preparing myself, my family also. And after 3 years, we did it. It's a decision that you don't take from one day to another. No, it's a decision for life, and you're not playing with toys, but you're playing with life. So you have to take, and you have to give yourself the place, the time to think well. And your heart is telling, yes, I want to, but your mind has to accept it. If your mind doesn't accept the decision your heart is telling you to take, then it will be very difficult. So it was challenging, but I knew deep down in my heart that this was the right decision. Yeah.
Yeah, so you made the decision, you committed to it, and you prepared for the transition. Yes,
because the wish comes from the heart. The wish comes from the heart, but the decision you take it with your mind, and your mind has to be ready for it. And it's another continent.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like that you can expect the same lifestyle of the Dutch kingdom. It's a whole other continent. So your mind has to accept the decision or the wish your heart is asking you. And then that's the trigger. Yeah.
Yeah, so well done for doing it and for taking the decision and moving. So what are your plans for the future?
What are my plans for the future? I can tell that because I have my purpose in my hands and I know my mission on earth, I receive many requests from people, from companies who are wanting daily for the services. My expectations for the future is to get well based. I am based already, but get well based in this country and continue with my purpose and to reach so many people I can help, but also have or maintain my own brand internationally. So working locally, but also internationally, gaining more clients and gaining more people with whom I can work and help to also be successful in life, not for the market, but for themselves.
Great, great. So good luck with everything, and thank you very much for being with us today and sharing your experience and all the tips and your expertise with us today. So
Hmm.
where can we find more information about you? And I also know that you have a free gift for our listeners. So tell us more.
Yes. You can find me by different ways. I have the website www.recursoshumanosangola.com, but I know that Dominica will put the link in the
Mm-hmm.
or in the Facebook page or at another place. You can also send me an email at info at recursushumanusangola.com. Um, and what I can offer is a free conversation with an expert lady, or I think it will be a lady. But if you are thinking about moving to the Netherlands, or after years of the Netherlands moving out, or you're at another place, you are always welcome to interact with me, because it's not an easy way, it's not an easy journey. But if you have the skills, and what I said to Dominica, if you take the decision with your mind, and you accept the decision fully, then it is possible to have another life in another place, or at another place. So if there are people who want or asking for, they need help or advice or a coaching conversation, they are very welcome. For an hour, we can sit, we can match, we can talk on the Skype platform. So you're welcome.
Great, great. Thank you very much for sharing. And to our listeners, if you are thinking about moving or you are living in the Netherlands, please get in touch with Susanna. Thank you very much, and I will be back next week with another fantastic guest. Thank you very much to Susanna. And if you like
Okay.
this podcast, please share it with your friends and leave us a comment. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Okay. Thank you, Dominica. Have a good day.
You too. Thank